Live from the Kodak Theater in Hollywood, California, it's the 2010 WOWAY Awards. Now, here's your host, TMB John.
Hi. Welcome to the 2009-2010 WOWAY Awards. Wow, it is such an honor for me to be your host this evening. You know, ever since I was a little boy, I've always dreamed that one day I would be able to host the WOWAY Awards. Such an honor, such a real honor. Well, you know, because of that spirit, I've decided that all proceeds from tonight's show would go to benefit the victims of the earthquake in Haiti. It wasn't that difficult a decision to make, of course, because there are no proceeds. In fact, I'm losing money on this venture. So now I sort of know how NBC felt after the Olympics. For that matter, how Vicky DeVries felt after Alfest. You know, with so many historical award shows being held at this very venue, a lot of people have asked me, what am I going to address at the WOWAY Awards this year? You know, a lot has been going on in the world of Weird Al Yankovic lately. For example, he's really been expanding the places that he goes out to tour. You know, Al started off just playing in his college, and then all of Southern California, and then all of the country. And then the next thing you know, he's playing in Canada, and Australia, and New Zealand. And a lot of people wanted me to talk about that, and I said no. You know, this is the WOWAY Awards. We have integrity here, and we are not going to use our time in the spotlight to talk about global performance. I'm just kidding about that last joke. I know there's probably some moderators out there who have their fingers hovering over the button during this whole show, just in case I take things too far, but, you know, I love Scuddy Dog. I wouldn't say anything bad about her. Although I do have to wonder, as a moderator who has something of a stricter reputation, let's say, and she also has a username and sometimes even an avatar based on a female dog. I wonder if Bobby's ever wondered what people call her behind her back. No, I can't think of anything. You know, this really has been a banner year for a lot of Weird Al fans, many of whom even found love. Our very own Elvis, Dave Rossi, actually got married this year to Dr. Segui. Very great. I'm very happy for both of them. You know, the only way I was even able to tear him apart from his beloved wife to appear at the WOWAY Awards today was because I told him he would have the chance to vote in an album cover art survivor poll. So, really glad he could make it. Of course, they weren't the only Weird Al fans to find love this year. After Alfest, Alejandra Didi and Yuvar started dating. Of course, they're in a very long-distance relationship. And just to give you an idea of just how far apart they're living right now, it wasn't too long ago on Skype that Alejandra told Mark that, you know, if you came to visit me, we could just drive a few hundred miles and we would be able to see penguins live in person. And Mark said, well, why would I need to do that? Mellon Arena is right around the corner. Now, you know, a lot of people out there seem to think that Amara and I are shipping, as they call it. And I just wanted to say that I need to take this opportunity to clear up all those rumors. I mean, I just think it's sickening that you people think that I, a grown man, would ever be interested in having a relationship with somebody from Utah. It's just disgusting. Well, now we're inside the theater and I'm about to go get some snacks, but I wanted to address another issue that's been coming up in the last year, which is a seeming increase in the amount of complaining that's been going on, no matter what's happening. Like, for example, the admins just spent a lot of time upgrading the entire forum to completely new software, WOWAY 3.0. And the very first day after that happened, everyone started complaining about how the search function wasn't working properly. Well, listen, folks, there's only ever been one search engine on WOWAY, and his name is Mystic Tomato. And as long as he's still a member, it doesn't matter how the software works. You know, here's another thing that people have been complaining about lately. People are always talking about this Fred Huggins character, and how wrong it is that he has to hide behind this secret identity in order to be funny, and how he will never reveal who he really is. And these people are complaining about it, and I say to them, oh yeah, it really bugs you? So what do you think of that new song by Vinkesh? And they say, oh, it is hilarious. That character is genius. And then there's another group of people who don't seem to be posting on WOWAY very much because they claim the conversation has moved to Twitter. Now, I'll grant that Twitter's become much more popular lately, but I don't see how you're going to be using it to talk about Weird Al Yankovic. I mean, just his name alone takes up half the tweet. I mean, what are you going to write? 140 characters. Just got the new Al Yankovic album. It's great. The best song is... and then you're cut off. Or, OMG, just saw Al Yankovic at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. For the first time, he announced that he's going to... That's it. I mean, that just goes to show what I'm trying to say here. The whole point of this is that the Weird Al Forum is a place to go to talk about Weird Al. I don't want to talk about Weird Al on Twitter because I don't want all my other friends to know how much I like to talk about Weird Al. The only people I want to talk about Weird Al with are other Weird Al fans. That's what this forum is all about, and that's what this next segment is. I made a music video for you to talk about Weird Al Forum and what it's all about. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to go into the show, and I'll see you next time.